Buenos dias. Buenos dias.
Killed it.
Well, thank you, Brent and Jill, for having us aboard. We love your boat. Can you tell us a little bit about yourselves? What did you do before cruising? Where did you start from?
Well, Brent and I actually have been married over 46 years.
Wow.
We got married when we were 20 years old. And
Congratulations.
kind of immediately took kind of the adventure route in many different areas. And in 1981, someone took us sailing, and we lived in Bend, Oregon, and I was totally bitten by the sailing bug.
right.
So we decided to leave Bend and come to a place called Bainbridge Island that we had to look up on the map. We had no idea where it was. Like, oh, maybe we can get a sailboat there. So we've kind of been on that track for a very long time.
It's a great sailing area.
Yeah, it is a great. And we actually lived on our boat for probably 15 of those years with our son. So
Wow.
we have liveaboards on Bainbridge Island. I was a ferry commuter to Seattle, to the
fun.
University of Washington's Trauma Center. And Brent stayed on the island and did school administration.
All right.
So we, I think we both, we share a characteristic of we're hands-on. We like to learn by doing, which for sailing meant, since neither one of us grew up around boats, but we learned that we had a passion for the water, and since we lived on an island, it seemed kind of logical to figure out a way to get on the water around our island. We started with small boats and just kind of thrashed around and taught ourselves as best we could. And then along the way, we're fortunate enough to meet other like-minded folks who would share tips and help us continue to develop our skills as it relates to being out on the water. So in one form or another, for over 35 years, we've been messing about on boats. And as Jill said, for probably half that time, we lived aboard a boat. And so while we were living aboard a boat, there was always this notion of heading off on a bigger adventure. And 15 years or so ago, we had the opportunity to push pause on our professional lives and leave Puget Sound on, at that time, a 40-foot cruising sailboat, Baba 40, Bob Perry design. And we started out by circumnavigating Vancouver Island and then sailing down the west coast, eventually ending up in San Diego, and did our first Baja Ha experience in 2001. And that led us on about a 2-year adventure of Mexico, the west coast of America, and eventually sailing off to Hawaii and cruising there for a while, and then finding our way back to Puget Sound.
You brought the boat back?
So we brought the boat down to Mexico, spent a lot of time in the Sea of Cortez, as far south as Zihuatanejo, time here in Banderas Bay. And then a big highlight of that 2 years, I think, for both of us, and probably a highlight of our time messing about on boats, were the offshore passages. So we, as we neared the end of that 2-year, I guess you'd call it a sabbatical, we put our exclamation point on that by sailing from Mexico to Hawaii.
Wow. How long did that take?
We spent about 22 days.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
We like it that way.
And we've always had kind of a bias towards just double-handing whatever boat we're on. A few times have had crew on board, but for the most part we just sailed the two of us. And on that big passage we had a wonderful sail from here in Banderas Bay to Hilo, Hawaii, and then spent a few months in Hawaii with actually quite challenging sailing in and around the islands. Unfortunately, not the most cruiser-friendly environment, but beautiful indeed. A beautiful setting and some great sailing. And then perhaps, at least for me, the best passage I've ever had was sailing from Kauai back to Seattle.
Really?
And on our Baba 40, which is a pretty good performing offshore boat, but certainly not a race boat,
Yeah.
we were able to get from Hawaii back to Puget Sound in under 17 days.
Wow.
So we had a beautiful sail.
What time of year was that?
We left Hawaii in early July, or late June, I guess.
June.
Late June. Returned to Puget Sound in early July. And at that point, we thought maybe we had had our opportunity for big adventures on a boat. We returned to our professional
Went back
life.
to work. Yeah.
We went back to work. Had other adventures away from the water, but then couldn't keep ourselves off boats for very long. So although we sold the original cruising boat about a year or two after we returned, I think we only made it about 4 years before we went looking for another boat.
So how do you share this life with others? You send them pictures or?
Oh God, that's interesting. So the other night we went out to anchor, and we'd had a really full day, and I took a picture of the sunset, and it's beautiful. The stunning golden orange sky, a sailboat, me with this great smile, and I sent it to a friend. And she wrote me a little text saying, "Oh, Jill, you know, if anybody deserves a perfect life, you do." And I'm thinking, that's what people at home think, that we are living perfect lives.
Yeah.
Little do they know that it was stinking hot and I was sweating all day. Brent worked on the carburetor all day for the water maker. The fan quit working, and they think that it's a sunset and the whole
champagne,
day
right?
is
Yeah.
absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
But
you do have moments.
that moment was perfection.
Yes. And you captured it.
Yes. Yes. And then, okay, I have one more thing to say. So last winter, when in the dark parts of winter, when we were, before we left cruising, the year before last, we would spend some of our evenings, both of us, with our iPads watching people sailing.
Oh.
Like, you know, the Delos videos or the, what are the other ones we watch? Uma. And I'm
Sailing
like,
Uma, yeah.
I don't want to be watching it on an iPad at night. I want to be one of those people who are sitting on their boat at anchor,
Yeah, absolutely.
stinking hot,
Yep.
having tacos on the grill.
Yeah.
So
Take the good
lucky
with the
us
bad,
that
right?
we all
Yeah.
get to be doing this.
No, it is.
Right.
It's a great lifestyle. That's why we're doing these videos. We want to share this community and this amazing lifestyle so that other people will get out there and do it. It's great.
It is great.